All right, y'all, welcome to the show. So a lot of stuff to get to today. Trump held in contempt of court for the 10th time, and he's getting one final warning before something incredible may happen. We'll talk about that. We also have MSNBC scolding their own viewers if they have a different take on the pro-Palestine protests happening on college campuses. So there's a lot to say about that one. Then we have Mitt Romney saying the quiet part out loud. He accidentally tells the truth as to why there was a TikTok ban. And Bill Maher somehow keeps getting worse and worse and worse by the day. And then later on in the show, we will have Marjorie Taylor Greene rages at Fox News because it appears like she has now been abandoned with her crusade to oust Mike Johnson as the Speaker of the House. All right, so without any further ado, everybody do me a big favor. Subscribe to the channel. Helps out big time. Costs you absolutely nothing. We're trying to get to that 10 million number so we can get a nice sexy-ass plaque behind me to add to these other plaques. And let's dive into it. Okay, listen, guys. This is getting serious, bro. This is getting serious. Trump has been held in contempt of court for the 10th time. 10th time. And wait until you see what could happen next. Donald Trump continues to demonstrate that he is an unhinged, unstable, undisciplined bully incapable of following the law or court orders, as he has been found in contempt of court for the third time by two separate judges. Judge Arthur Engoron found Trump guilty of violating his gag order repeatedly in his New York civil fraud trial and issued a fine. Judge Merchan attempted to avoid imposing one in his criminal trial, but Trump constantly attacked the judge's daughter, prosecutors, and their families, and the jury pool. So an order was finally issued. Then Trump was found guilty of violating that on 9 separate occasions. 9 separate occasions. Bro. This man has zero self-restraint. He is fundamentally incapable of restraining himself. By the way, anybody else by time number 3, get your ass in that cage, bro. By anybody else. All right. The latest round of contempt allegations were committed right after Trump left the courtroom after the hearing on his last violations. Oh, my God. This man is like a man baby. The Manhattan DA again only requested a fine in lieu of jail time since these violations occurred prior to Merchan issuing his order after the first set of contempts warning that future violations may result in jail time. Judge Merchan said that, quote, going forward, this court will have to consider a jail sanction. It appears that the $1,000 fines are not serving as a deterrent. I am concerned about the ramifications of putting you in jail, but I have a job to do, to compel respect for the dignity of the court. Your behavior constitutes a direct attack on the rule of law. If I need to, I will. So he's saying, look, you already violated this shit 10 times. There's only so much we could take. The fines are not deterring you. If the only way to deter you is to lock your ass up in jail, I'm going to have to do that. So you better get your act together and not have a single more contempt issue. Wow. The judge only found Trump guilty of one of the 4 violations this time. The 2 attacks against Cohen were negated by Cohen's comments about Trump, including calling him Von Schitzenpants. The judge also ruled that Trump's post praising David Pecker was harmless. He was found guilty of the comment claiming that the jury was rigged because it was 95% Democrats. See, that's actually really interesting to me, this last set of facts here, because what they're saying is there were 4 potential violations of, he committed contempt of court 4 potential times in this recent hearing. And they went through all of them and said only one of the 4 is actually contempt of court. And so, in other words, look, what that goes to point out yet again is that all of his shit about how it's a witch hunt and it's political in nature and they're coming after me in an unfair way, well, the judge is bending over backwards to try to be fair. He rejected 3 of the claims and only accepted one of them. And again, we're on number what now? 10th time he did contempt of court. I want to know, and I'm going to ask you guys, I want to know, are they actually going to have the balls to lock his ass up, bro? Are they actually going to have the balls to lock his ass up? Because here's the thing. there hasn't been a single indication that he's even capable of reeling it in and not committing contempt. So in that scenario, he goes out there, he violates again. I mean, he posts direct attacks at judges and the jury people and whatever. He does it like immediately. Soon as he's out of the courtroom. Is homie actually going to stick by his word and lock him up? Because if he does stick by his word, he's getting locked up because he's going to commit contempt again. We all know that. He doesn't have it in him to not do it. Buckle up, y'all. We're about to have a very tumultuous moment in American history. I mean, it already is tumultuous. It's about to get way crazier. Can you imagine the upcoming meltdown on conservative media if Trump gets sent to jail? Can you imagine the meltdown? All of a sudden, everybody on Fox News will become a criminal justice activist. They'll be in favor of rehabilitation and not punishment. They'll become the leftiest lefty of all time on crime and punishment stuff. You only gave him 10 chances. Give him 11. Give him 12. I hope you give him a PlayStation and movies and a big screen TV and an air conditioner and he better be comfy in there. Let him out. Free our man. All of a sudden, they'll all be sounding like your local hippie-ass leftist. I guarantee you. And they'll also be screaming at them. They will go off with the argument that, bro, he is just being railroaded here. Even though, if anything, they've bent over backwards to make it seem like they've bent over backwards to give him more and more chances, right? There is a two-tier justice system, and the two tiers are, hey, man, you've been given way too much leeway. If this was anybody else, they'd already be locked up. But look, it might happen. And then the final thing is this going to help him in the election? That's my question. A lot of people seem to think yes. But look, my answer is actually yes and no. Yes, it would have helped in the context of a primary, because every time there was some new legal challenge against him, boom, he'd go up in the primary numbers. But it doesn't help in a general. And I think if he were to get his ass locked up, I think that hurts him. I think that brings him down a few points. And I really don't think anybody other than the hardcore Republican base is going to think it's unfair. I think they're going to think more, yeah, it's about fucking time, man. This spoiled little brat criminal who's gotten away with everything his entire life. Yeah. Teach him some humility. I think that's what they'll think. So I don't think it will help him in a general. But look, he may have miscalculated, because I don't know. We discussed this before. Does he maybe want to get locked up because he thinks it's going to help him in the election? Well, if that is the case, I think he's miscalculated. But some of the people close to Trump say that's absurd, and he doesn't want to get locked up. He doesn't actually think that what he's doing will get him behind bars, though, which is interesting. Because at the pace he's going, it almost certainly will. But we'll see what happens. We might be in uncharted territory. By the way, look, I can already predict all the arguments that are going to happen if he gets locked up. A lot of people are going to point out, a million other crimes committed by a million other presidents, to which I say, I agree. But the answer is not to free this criminal, it's to lock up all the other criminals, right? They were just talking about this on Fox News the other day. Hey, could Obama potentially be prosecuted for his drone strikes, which killed 90% innocent civilians in a scenario where presidents don't have immunity? And homie was like, yeah, I guess. And it's like, yeah, you guys are really close to getting it. Right? As Noam Chomsky said, basically, I'm paraphrasing here, but not a single U.S. president post-World War II has been innocent. If we upheld international law, they'd all be behind bars or worse. I mean, that's kind of true, right? So you can't bring up the crimes of other presidents to then try to excuse Trump from his obvious crimes. No, apply justice across the board equally. That's what I would say in response to that. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.